Hi, I'm Charlie Lalonde. I'm project manager for the Thames River Phosphorus Reduction Collaborative, a group of organizations ranging from farm organizations, a drainage community, the conservation authorities, as well as cities working together with the drainage industry to look at how we can reduce the phosphorus level in our waters. So we're here on the edge of the Jeannette Creek to show how water is transferred from municipal drains into the Jeannette Creek, which flows into the Thames River. These farms are below water level of the creek, and it requires a pumping station to remove water to allow the field tile drains to function. All of the pump stations in the area are controlled by Chatham-Kent, and the purpose of them is to draw water from the municipal drains and move them from the low level of the drain up to the river level. As water flows towards Jeannette Creek, it needs to be elevated since both the Jeannette Creek and the Thames River are higher than the farmland. We chose this site because when you look behind me, you see a provincially significant wetland, but you also see the amount of water that the Jeannette Creek carries. And we are at a spot, we're standing on the berm, so the farm fields growing crops are about 20 feet lower than where I'm standing. So through the pump house, the water from the municipal drains have to be pumped up into the Jeannette Creek. This is a very significant area. Within the space of a couple of miles, we have some fields with controlled drainage systems. We have fields that are draining directly into municipal drains. We have the municipal drain draining into the Jeannette Creek. And we have in the background a significant wetland with some rare species of birds. We're standing here on a bridge in the middle of wide open countryside, fields and various crops. And as you zoom in behind me, you will see miles of a municipal drain. So the function of these drains, they're engineered and they control the water flow off the fields, either surface runoff or tile runoff into the municipal drain, and the drain then empties into Jeannette Creek at the pump house. In another direction, another couple of kilometers worth of municipal drain that will drain that farmland. So you can imagine after a storm event, there's considerable amounts of water that need to be pumped to maintain the water levels and allow the tiles to work properly. Many farmers in this area are implementing controlled drainage. Controlled drainage comes into play after the spring runoff, where residual water levels in the soil are retained in the tiles. So at the end of a tile, there's usually a chute that prevents the water from free-flowing off the field. This has a couple of benefits. It slows down the water that's being released into the municipal drains, but it also keeps moisture in the subsoil of the field. The top layer is dry enough to plant the crop, and as the crop grows, it can draw on the moisture that is 2-3 feet deep in the soil when we run into drought periods. So controlled drainage has its place, and we're going to see more and more farmers using that technique. One of the requirements is that the land has to be flat. So in this area, it's perfect. In other areas where there's a lot of hills and it requires terraces, it's more difficult to use controlled drainage.